thanks for joining me live. Genevieve coming at you here. Today is a full moon. So I was filming anyway, so I thought it would be fun to bring to you a 15-minute full moon yoga sequence. I love full moons because they're such a great time to reflect, and energy can get a bit squirrely and kind of all over the place. That's totally normal. So if you feel a bit off kilter today, then just know you're not alone. And we are going to help ground some of that energy. Okay, so if you're new here, thank you for joining me. Welcome, no matter what platform you're watching on. I'm on YouTube and Facebook right now, so thank you for joining in. If you've been practicing with me for a while, welcome back. Thanks for tuning in today. Now, if you can't stay live, I totally get it. Life gets in the way. You'll be able to watch the replay after. So there's really an opportunity at any point in the day for you to get this practice in. All you'll need is a mat. You don't even need props. If you normally use props, then feel free to grab them. I'll get started in just a moment. Now, yoga. It's really one of the main foundations, one of the main limbs when it comes to whole fitness. And if you've been following me a while, you know I'm such a proponent for whole fitness. You might be wondering what the heck that is. Well, whole fitness really is comprised of four main limbs: yoga and mobility, fitness and strength, mindset, and nutrition. So when we meld all four of those limbs together, that's where you will start to see results catapult. They will just start to skyrocket. So if you've been trying to get on track with fitness or losing weight or gaining more energy or just getting more focused and clear in your mind and reducing the overwhelm and scatterness, then whole fitness will help to bring you back into balance. So if you've only been focusing on one of those aspects, like really going into one of those aspects of whole fitness, then you may see progress, but you can see the progress a lot faster with greater results when we bring them all together. So each week I'm bringing to you a new concept within one of the limbs. Last week, if you joined in, we did a 6-minute fitness circuit. It was all body weight. If you didn't see it, then you can just scroll down my profile, or if you're on YouTube, you can find it on the YouTube channel as well. Today, we are going to focus on the yoga and mobility limb. So when you're ready, I think we'll hop right into it and get going. Now, if you are joining in live, then make sure you grant the streaming app permission to see your name, because I am streaming in private groups. It needs permission. So just click the link in the description and it will grant you permission so that I can see your name and your comments. While we're practicing, I won't be checking comments, but I definitely will be responding after the video. And for people watching the replay, make sure you comment #replay so that I know that you got this in today. Now, one more thing is you can save this video and come back to it every month when the full moon hits. It's only 15 minutes, so we're just going to dive right in, and it can be waiting for you each month. All right, are you ready? I'm ready. I am just going to grab the timer, because sometimes when I get into a yoga flow, I tend to lose track of time, and I could just keep practicing and practicing and practicing. So let's get that going. And I will meet you at the top of your mat. I like to start with my big toe knuckles touching heels are wide apart, and I like to lift and spread my toes just like they were fingers and really try and get expansive in there. So a little bit of toe yoga there, and then gently place the toes down on the ground. Let's just take a moment to take a deep breath, close the eyes, and feel rooted in the feet, in the outer foot, the inner foot and the center of the heel. Feel the pelvis neutral. So if you imagine the pelvis like a bowl, we don't want to be tilting it forward so that water's spilling out the front. We don't want to be tucking it under so that water's spilling out the back. We want to hold that water nice and contained within a neutral pelvis. Hands extend down the thighs. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. One more, just to get centered. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. So we're bringing the energy back within ourselves. Gently open the eyes. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Gaze up at the thumbs. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Let the head drop. We're just going to hang here for a moment. You can bring your hands to your elbows and just sway back and forth. Just opening up. Good, and let the hands drop. Hips are over heels. Inhale, look up and lengthen for Ardha Uttanasana. Hands come to your shins or fingertips graze the floor. Exhale, fold. Good, we're just going to ripple up a few times like that. Inhale. And exhale, really root into the feet. One more time. Find the ease in the pose. Exhale, fold. If the low back is rounding here, I'd like you to bend your knees or don't go down as far. Maybe you come up halfway. That's totally perfect. Then inhale, sweep all the way up to standing. Hands touch at the top. And exhale, hands come through heart center. Good. Step your right foot out to the outside of your left foot. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Hold on to your right wrist as you crescent over towards the left. Oh, it's so juicy. Inhale, come on back up. Exhale, release the hands. Step the right foot beside the left. And then step the left foot to the outside of the right. Crescent over towards the right. Inhale, back up. And exhale, go wide here, coming into a goddess pose. So the toes point out to the corners of the mat. Bend your knees and get those hips low. Inhale the arms up and exhale, cactus the arms, holding pointer finger to your thumb. Inhale. Exhale. Try and sink a little lower. Maybe you're feeling the glutes, those quads burning, hamstrings. Feel the knees drawing out towards the pinky toe-edge side of the foot. Good. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, parallel the feet so that the outer edges of the feet are pointing towards the short edges of the mat. Hands come to your hips, look up and lengthen. And exhale, fold forward. Let the head drop. Let the hands come in between the feet. Now, if your back is rounding, then I'd like you just to come up. So we're working for a flat back here. So maybe fingertips are just touching the ground. Maybe they're up on blocks. You can even have a chair here, working at a flat back. Once you have that, then you can work at folding in. Inhale, bring the right hand out in front of you, right underneath your face, and then lift the left arm up. Keep the hips neutral and keep the body pulling forward so that hips are in line with the heels. Exhale, look down, replace your right hand with your left. Inhale, sweep the right arm up. Nice little twist here. Exhale, look down. This time we'll come all the way up to standing and pivot your right toes towards the front edge of your mat, coming into Trikonasana. So heel to arch alignment, glide the body forward, hips glide back, external rotation in that front leg. Then let your hand just fall on your shin where it lands. Lift the left arm up and try and lengthen through the underside body. Inhale and exhale. Gaze down at your front foot You're going to turn the back toes in to a 45-degree angle, coming into Parsvottanasana. If you have blocks here, it's great to have them on either side of the foot, just to put your hands on. Or if you have the mobility, pull right hip back, left hip forward, fold over top of that right shin. So meet yourself with where you're at. If you don't have props, that's fine. You can even come up and just gently graze the right shin, or hands can come to your hips. We're working on the foundation, the stability here in the pose, in the hips. Inhale, look up and lengthen. Exhale, pivot on the ball of the back foot. Drop the knee down for a low lunge. Sweep the arms up. Maybe gazing up at the thumbs. Maybe even coming into a gentle back bend. Keep the hips pulling forward to open up through the left hip flexor, psoas. Tends to get very tight there for a lot of people. Exhale, release that. Coming into Skandasana, or a half squat. So we're pivoting the toes to the corner, front edge corner of the mat. Kick up the left toes here. Now, if your right heel doesn't come all the way down to the ground, that's totally fine. You can stay up on your toes, or just come up as high as you need to get that heel down. Soft bend in that left knee so that you're not hyperextending if you're prone to that. So stay here, or next option is to bring the right arm out to the right. Inhale, left arm up. Inhale. And exhale. Good, gazing down. Gently walk over to the other side, coming to Skandasana, second side. Bring the hand out to the side, reach the right arm up. And exhale, look down. Pivot on to the ball of the back foot here. Drop the back knee. Inhale, low lunge, second side. So now you're facing the back edge of the mat. That's totally fine. Coming into a little mini back bend maybe. And exhale. Release that. Pivot down the back edge of the foot, sweeping all the way up. Setting up for our Trikonasana. Glide the body to the back of the mat. Let the left hand fall on the shin. Inhale, right arm up. Keep the right hip opening up. Again, find length in the underside body. So in the left side body, try and lengthen out the wrinkles there. We tend to want to hunch and side bend over, but here we want to lengthen. Good. Exhale, look down at the front foot. Pivot onto the ball of the right foot, coming into Parsvottanasana, second side. So our heels are almost on the same line. So if you were to draw a line down the center of your mat, the heels would almost be touching each other on the same edge of that line that you would draw. You don't want your legs crossing, or the hips, or the heels wider than hip distance. Fold. Good. Now everybody, bring your hands to your hips, come all the way up. Let's set it up properly for Trikonasana. Oh, we already did that, didn't we? Okay, so we're here. We're going to come into our wide leg forward bend. Fold forward. So both feet are parallel to the short edges of the mat. Inhale. And exhale. Good, come all the way up. Let's come into our goddess pose. So toes pointing out to the corners of the mat. And cactus the arms. The thumb and the pointer finger touch together. Good, come all the way up. Now, I'm already blissed out, so I actually forget if we did Trikonasana on the second side. Let's do it again. If we did, it's a bonus. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, glide and lower. That's what happens sometimes. You get so involved into the bliss of the yoga that it just becomes automated. Your mind drifts off. I feel like we did this pose, but if we didn't, we're hitting it now. Inhale, come on back up. We're going to hit it on the other side as well, just to stay even. Exhale, glide and lower. This is going to take us to the front of the mat. And exhale, look down, pivot onto the ball of the back foot, step back into plank, glide the body, drop the knees, lower the belly in between the hands. Inhale, peel the upper body off the floor for cobra. If you know up dog here, you can go into upward dog. And exhale, release. Tuck the toes, shift back onto your knees, and hips come to heels. Reach the arms forward. Let the head drop. Good. Inhale, walk the hands back towards the knees here, and just come to swizzle around onto your bum, extending your legs out in front of you. Have your strap handy if you're using one. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, fold the body forward. So this is the same position as when we were in a standing forward fold. So all the same principles apply. Flat, low back. So if the back is rounding, like so, then let go of the feet, first of all. Take your strap, place it around the pads of the feet so that you can work at lengthening through the back. Flat back is first before reaching for the toes. Another option is you can use your mat, wrap it around the pads of the feet, and then you have extensions of your arm there. Drive the hamstrings into the ground. Flex through the feet and breathe. Exhale, release. Coming into one more pose here, Upavishta Konasana, so the legs go wide, toes are flexed up. Inhale, sweep the arms up, and exhale, crawl the hands forward as much as you can. Again, flat back here, keep the pelvis on the ground. If this is super difficult, then stay upright, fingertips behind you, and work at drawing the chest up. Shoulders draw back. Have a look at your toes, make sure they're still pointing upwards. Oftentimes in this pose, the tendency is to let the toes fall in or out. When we take our awareness off of the feet, then old habits just creep back in if we're more prone to internally or externally rotating at the hips. One more breath in and out. Inhale, walk your hands back up to seated. Take your hands behind your knee pits, I like to call them, and come to find a seated position here. Just to re-ground that energy that we've created. So this is grounding energy we're creating. So if you're feeling really scattered today, then this is a good practice to bring in, just to hone that energy from way out here in the external and bring it back in, bring it back home, bring it back to its true self to refocus and regroup. But if you're feeling really sluggish, which is also common for full moons, then this practice, these types of sequences can help to give you a grounded form of energy or a reboot, a refocus, a regroup, so that you're functioning on a higher energetic level, but not the ups and downs, similar to what you would get with caffeine. This is more of a steady state, even non-jittery type of energy. Bring your hands to your knees, lift up through the pelvis, let the head drop up to the sky. Find length behind the backs of the ears to lengthen through the neck. And as you sit here, just think of 3 things that you're grateful for today. It can be as big as you want or as small as you want. Just giving ourselves this time each day to reflect on the joys and the gifts that are in our life. And take a deep breath in. Let go of any stagnation. And gently open your eyes. Hands come to your heart center. You can bow forward. Namaste. Thanks for joining me. I hope you had a great practice. Again, if you have more time, you can always repeat the sequence as well. Do it a couple times over. That was really just one pass through the sequence, but you can do it over and over to give yourself a longer, more complete practice. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop me a message below, no matter what platform you are tuning into. And remember, yoga is just one realm of whole fitness. So we need to be tapping into all of the other 3 limbs with fitness and strength, with nutrition, with mindset. These are the main limbs that I work with my private members with, and their results are exponentially growing in ways that they've struggled with in the past. So if you have been struggling with reaching your results, just try to have all of those 4 components in. If you have questions, drop them below. I'd love to hear your thoughts, your questions. I can always tee back in and answer them on the chat, or I can also create more content related to your questions. So that's always a positive. All right, guys, I'm here each and every Monday. So make sure you're slotting it into your calendar. Normally I go live at 1:30 Pacific Standard Time, but today I have an appointment. I have a dentist appointment, so I had to move it a little bit earlier. So otherwise, mark it in for next Monday, 1:30 Pacific Standard Time. We're gonna dive into another limb of full fitness. All right, go have a great day. Make this full moon work for you and get your practice in. If you couldn't join me live, make sure you're commenting below, #replay. All right, guys, go get it. Have a great day. Bye.